Hello, Spiritual Gangsters, and welcome back to another episode of the Spiritual Gangster Podcast. I'm your host, Amanda Pieraldi, and I'm really grateful you're here today. If this is your first time tuning in, welcome. I don't believe in coincidences, so I truly think that you've landed here for a reason. This is a space where we talk about growth, healing, strength, and what it means to really live aligned in a world that constantly tells us to do more, be more, push harder. And if you've been here with me since season 1, thank you. Thank you for coming back, for listening with an open heart, and for being part of this community that values both strength and softness. Season 2 feels different. It feels deeper. Less about chasing the next breakthrough and more about integrating what we've already learned. It's about living the work. Not just understanding it, but embodying it in real life. And today's episode fits perfectly into that conversation. Because today we're slowing things down. Just enough to ask a powerful question, one that many of us avoid because it challenges how we've learned to survive. Who are you without the hustle? Not your job title, not your output, not how much you get done before noon, but who you are when there's nothing to prove, when no one is watching, when the constant motion stops. Now let me be clear. This is not an anti-ambition episode. I respect discipline. I value consistency. I believe in doing hard things. You don't build confidence by avoiding effort. But there is a difference between healthy drive and using productivity as proof of worth. And many of us have crossed that line without even realizing it. Hustle culture didn't just encourage us to work hard, it taught us that rest had to be earned. That exhaustion was a badge of honor. That slowing down meant falling behind. Somewhere along the way, being busy became a personality, and doing became more important than being. For a lot of us, hustle started as survival. It was how we stayed safe, how we stayed in control, how we stayed needed. If I keep moving, I won't fall apart. If I keep producing, I won't be forgotten. If I keep achieving, I'll stay worthy. And here's the part we don't talk enough about. Hustle can be a coping mechanism, a socially rewarded one, but a coping mechanism all the same. Because staying busy keeps you from feeling. It keeps you from listening. It keeps you from asking the harder questions. Questions like, who am I if I stop proving? Who am I if I slow down? Who am I without the validation of achievement? For many people, rest doesn't feel peaceful. It feels unsafe. And that's important information. If stillness makes you anxious, if rest feels uncomfortable, if doing nothing makes you feel like you're doing something wrong, that's not laziness, that's conditioning. Many of us learned early that love came from being useful, that approval came from being impressive, that safety came from not needing too much. So we learned to hustle our way into being enough. But here's the truth. You were never meant to earn your worth. Your value is not transactional. You don't owe the world productivity to justify your existence. And when you start to loosen your grip on hustle as identity, something interesting happens. You start to hear yourself again. You start to notice what your body actually needs. You start to realize how tired you've been, not just physically, but emotionally. Because burnout doesn't always come from doing too much. Sometimes it comes from doing too much of what isn't aligned. Alignment doesn't always look impressive. Sometimes it looks boring. Sometimes it looks quiet. Sometimes it looks like disappointing people who've benefited from your overgiving. And that's where the real work is. Not in doing more, but in listening deeper. So let me ask you this gently. When was the last time you rested without guilt. Not collapsing from exhaustion, not numbing out, but actual intentional rest. And what came up when you tried? Because the resistance tells the story. Redefining success might be part of your work in this season. Not success that looks good on paper, but success that feels sustainable in your body. Success that includes peace. Success that includes space. Success that allows you to breathe. So before we close, I want to offer you some reflection prompts. Not to answer all at once, just to sit with. Where in my life have I tied my worth to productivity? What am I afraid might happen if I slow down? Who benefits from me always being busy? And who pays the cost? When was the last time I rested without guilt, and what came up for me? What does success feel like in my body, not just look like externally? Who am I when I'm not proving, performing, or producing? And lastly, what would alignment look like for me right now in this season of my life? You don't need perfect answers, you just need honest ones. So who are you without the hustle? Thank you so much for being here with me and for tuning in today. Thank you for choosing presence over pressure. And as always, keep living like the spiritual gangster you are.